You're about to listen to the Timey-Wimey Tea Time Podcast, a geekyantics.net and allgames.com production. Find out what everyone's talking about. The Doctor, of course. Doctor Who? Exactly, that Doctor. Join us live at www.twitch.tv/geekyantics. That's GEEKYANTICS. Hang out with us, ask questions, laugh, and have at it. We can't wait to hear what's on your minds and hearts.
Tiny Wimey Tea Time.
Greetings and welcome to Timey-Wimey Tea Time, where friends gather to talk about all things Doctor Who, zombies, video games, and all things geek. I'm off to a great start, ain't I? I'm flying solo today, folks, and it's gonna be interesting. But for those new, I'm Yogizilla, known by friends as Yogi. That is my online handle. But IRL, people do call me Yogi or Yomar Lopez. It's good to meet you guys. This is TWTT, Timey-Wimey Tea Time, and we are predominantly Doctor Who podcast. Well, I'd say it's 50% or 40% Doctor Who, depending on the day. But it's just what we talk about here on the show is the creative process, musings of sorts. Fantasy, just the things that get us really thinking about the fandoms that we enjoy, the content that we enjoy. You know what? I just realized I did not update the Twitch channel. That's why I'm distracted. I did not update the title. We do stream live on Twitch. If you don't know what Twitch is, it is a platform for streaming video, and in our case we do predominantly audio with a little fancy schmancy overlay. I believe that's what the kids call it. It's more of a slideshow than anything else. We also stream on allgames.com. Hello, All Games. Let me just get this change here before my ADD kicks in. We're talking about Doctor Who. Dark Journey Series 2. We're getting a little bit of behind the scenes stuff right now. That's how we roll. Best start ever. I like to keep it natural though, so I'm not worried about it. We're gonna keep the show must go on, right? That's the old adage. Is that right? We can talk about video game deals. And we'll talk about Xbox One gaming. It's going to be most of what we'll cover in a nutshell. I believe that will take care of us. So anyway, I hope you all are well today. This is a very casual show. We like to keep it accessible. We like to be approachable. The whole theme of tea time, that's the big part of it. Not so much the timey-wimey, that's important too. But the tea time is just, just friends gathering, talking about the things they love, and not worrying, about how they look or what their feelings are. Yeah, come as you are, and feel free to share your passions. Now, as an old friend used to say, and I always read this bit verbatim because I think it's a very good assessment of who I am. It's always good to use the third party edification, shall we say. And I don't like to toot my own horn, so I'm going to use third party words. I'm a gamer, I'm a dreamer, an author of silliness, a disgruntled techie, a wild-eyed entrepreneur, and a fistful of happy emoji kinds of sunshine. I ran into the battle upon a glittering My Little Pony, and out of my mouth come laughing swords of peppermint and ginger. These are all things I love. And above all, I like to think that I like to be someone that's malleable. I'm a servant leader. There we go. That's the phrase. I've been through a lot in my life. I've worn many hats. I wear many hats. I've done game development. I did IT for a long time. When I was young, I used to do a lot of hacking. For good, for learning, for science. I do a little bit of cartooning, music production. That's more of a hobby. I'm a ghostwriter, a copywriter. I do marketing services. I dabble in a lot of things, but the main thing is I just love the creative process, and that's why this show is here. And I am getting some lag. Good Lord, what is going on? I might have to wing this here. Okay, we're good. Hey, we got Ginger Ale in the chat and BFT9000. Good morning, guys. So, usually at this point I introduce our favorite co-pilot, the other half, the other host of Time and Mommy Tea Time. The guy that the folks at AM Audio Media AM Audio Media call the Hollywood Voice. The Hollywood Voice. Do I have a Fallout hat? No, can you get me one? I might need it. You never know. Be prepared. ABC, OSB closing. That has nothing to do with anything, but I like saying ABC. Just gonna run with that. Just pretend nothing happened. Don't mind the man behind the curtain. But we're gonna say hello to Oolong anyway. Oolong, aka Fatal Blades. He's not here, but on his behalf, I would say that he wishes he could be here. He's taken on new responsibilities as an esports team manager, and he's also working on other projects, including a wrestling-focused, professional wrestling-themed podcast. I know he's very much missed. He's missed a lot of stuff in the past month or so, past 4 or 5 weeks actually. But he's been around. And he's also a member of our Twitch stream team. He's one of the more regular contributors on the gang, #the gang. And he's become a permanent fixture in these parts, A lot of time we do creative pursuits, and they start off as labors of love, or you have a startup and you don't really have capital to invest and pay people. You may have capital, but you realize, well, maybe I shouldn't be spending that money until we could create revenue, and then this becomes sustainable. That's the way to do it. So, everybody kind of works for sweat equity, or they work for free because they believe in what you're doing. Maybe they want to get their name out there too, or maybe they want to be in the long haul and eventually be considered for partnership. Whatever their motives are, everybody has their own motivations. And a lot of times you'll have people that are really excited about what you're doing, but they make excuses. Now, this is not a stab at Oolong, but I'm just going to share a little bit about the creative process. That's a big part of what we talk about. This happens in game development. In fact, a lot of indie game developers, a lot of indie game studios, they moonlight. They have day jobs. I know people that worked at museums, or during the day they're graphic designers, but then at night they're game developers somehow. You rarely see that that combination, but that happens. Maybe they're during the day they're IT person, or heck, they might have worked something completely random like bank manager. I've seen all of this, and then then they do what they're really passionate about, because doing what pays the bills and doing what you really love and passionate about, they rarely line up. Twitch has helped make that less of a thing, but it's still about the kind of 1%ers, and the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Unfortunately, that's just kind of capitalism, consumerism as a whole. And creating content is about consumerism. There's a lot of consumption, but now there's so much content that everybody's fighting for that same slice of pie. It's rough. But you know, the point I'm trying to get at is you'll get people that are excited, but they make excuses. I don't have time. Well, there's always time. You just have to know how to reallocate it. You know, what's really consuming your time, and is that productive? You know, there's people that stream on Twitch 8 to 12 hours a day because they want to get partnered. That's not necessarily a very good goal. And the problem is, what are you doing outside of that to build your brand and secure your future? Because Twitch is not going to care one way or another whether you get partnered. They're still making money off you, regardless. They already made money off of you, the content you created, and the people that you brought into Twitch and are keeping on Twitch. Because when you shut your stream, those people are going to other channels and they're staying in that ecosystem. It's kind of like Facebook. You know, that they're the ones that benefit the most. So you have the people that are really excited, but they make excuses. You know, I don't have time is always the big one, and that's always a farce. Because I always was asked people, well, when do you poop? You know, you can't multitask during that, or do you take power naps? Do you travel? You commute? Maybe you can listen to a podcast while you're commuting. And there's always ways you can integrate things into your life if you think they're important enough. And that's something that will happen. People, they don't have enough drive, or they just don't see the value. Then there's the people that really see the value, but maybe they underestimate their own value, and they feel like they can't contribute. They don't see the easy opportunities. And that's always the challenge. Communicating that and helping people, empowering people to be able to help. You know, you have the people also that come in guns blazing. They're like taking initiative, you know, spreading the word of mouth and not the good word, but the word of mouth. You know, they're brand ambassadors. You know, they're just go-getters, but then they go so hard that they burn out because that's not sustainable. Like, you gotta start off slow and scale it up little by little and see what's sustainable. Because eventually you'll become resentful because other people are not following your pace, or you just don't see the results you want fast enough and then you give up. So it's better to start off slow and celebrate the small wins than go too hard and then just fizzle out completely, like stop completely. You gotta keep that forward motion going, forward progress. But then, you know, after you go through all these types of people, you'll find it's kind of like 100 people, and then you let's say you have 100 people. 10 of those 100 people will be loyal, and then one of those 10 people will be, you know, your go-getter, your core team member. And I'm being generous because the numbers break down much further. So, you know, it's kind of like, actually, if you go in the pyramid of marketing, it's kind of like 1 in 10, 1 in 10, 1 in 10, 1 in 10. You know, as you go through the conversion goals, you marketers out there, people that are into analytics, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. You know what? Good call. I do need to change the color of that text. I knew I forgot to do something today. There was a different background last time. And let me just change it to just simple white or yellow. Let me see, try the white. This should be a little easier. No. I had a border in there that made it pop. Maybe a black outline. Some contrast. That should be a little better. Anywho, that is my spiel of the day. But you know, the thing is, for those of you that are doing something special, one of the biggest traps, and this has been a theme I've ran into a lot. There's a lot of people out there that are perfectionists. You know, they're like, oh, you know, graphic design. These elements have to be perfect. You gotta have this kind of video quality, this kind of audio quality, this kind of equipment. You know, and again, that goes back to people that go in really hard. They invest a lot of time and or money, and then they fizzle out. You know, the most important thing is for you to just do it. Get out there. If you know, I do a lot of consulting with startups, and the biggest thing is just ship. Right, that's a mantra they have. Get your product out there, get your idea out there, and then iterate upon it, improve upon it, build upon it. That's important, because the biggest trap that we could fall into is analysis paralysis, overthinking things. You know, I'm guilty of it as much as anyone else because I live inside of my head a lot. I give great advice. I'm a really, really good coach when it comes to implementing myself. It's hard. That's why everybody needs a partner or if not a partner, not necessarily a partner like, that's sharing your profits and your goals, but an accountability partner, or a mastermind group, people that help keep you driven and help you make course corrections so you keep going in a deliberate direction and don't drift off to in the wrong direction. You know what I mean? That's important to have, and that's, for some, those are the rare creatures you call friends. I have tons of friends as in terms of buddies and acquaintances, but I think kind of one hand how many true friends I have. And it's not because people are bad or they don't care. It's just creating that connection with someone where you're vulnerable, you're both equally vulnerable, and you can understand each other without outright expressing thoughts. You could get a sense of things, through physical cues, or just a sense about each other, sixth sense, if you will. That's like true friendship. People that will be there for you even when you're at your worst, when you're at your lowest, when you're just off your game, not judge you, not make you feel like crap, but also, sometimes they'll give you that swift kick when you need it, but they know when to do that. That's a very rare treasure. Very rare treasure. Are you a rare creature? Are we friends, Ginger? Are we? I hope we are. I hope we are. At least that's the goal. Ginger gives me a hard time, so I think we're working towards friend status. We're definitely not buddies. We've leveled up from buddies. We're definitely not just acquaintances. That's for sure. She's part of our stream team, and we love her. But I don't know if we're at the higher tier yet. We're not acquaintances. We're not buddies. We're not. I say it's acquaintances, pals, buddies, friends, best friends, and then family. And then if you believe, if you're a faith, then there's God, or God tier at least. I be loud. They said, "Dear Mama," Tupac plays softly in the background. Ah, yes. But anyway, those are my opening thoughts today. Every now and then I'm gonna get poetic with you guys, and I hope you appreciate that. This is the vehicle for that kind of thing. Because some of our other shows are more NSFW, and perhaps do not lend themselves well to provocative, real talk. The softer side of the internet, shall we say. So here we go now. This is our intergalactic star map. This is a look at the journey into the great beyond that awaits us today. So in the first half of the show, we're going to have, before we go deeper, a segment where we do a little bit of housekeeping and talk about things going on the Geeky Ants Network, on our syndication partners, with our sponsors, etc., etc. Perhaps there'll be some calls to action, some action calls if you prefer, things that you could do to join our team, help us out, or maybe get started on your own thing, maybe creating some supplemental or residual income streams for yourself, so you could buy little goodies you want for yourself, maybe a Pip-Boy edition of Fallout 4, and wink wink, nudge nudge. That's right, Ginger, that was thrown at you. And by the way, don't forget to check her out, Ginger_Ale. That's Ginger with a 3 instead of an E. She's on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ginger_Ale. She's cool. She's known by different names throughout the internet, the interwebs. Cali Geek, Jenna R. I know she wants her full name out there, but she's cool. No Destiny. Hey, listen. That community has been super engaging. I've met a lot of people through that. So I'll try to keep the Destiny talk to a minimum, but that community is one of the rare communities where if you stream that, you talk about it, people are responsive, and our numbers are showing it. That's really what's getting me excited about the game, is the community. I think people that don't play that with other people enough won't appreciate it, because that game is awesome with friends. Terrible by itself. It's such a huge variance. It's like terrible if you play it alone. Amazing. It's amazing if you play with friends. So So before we go deeper, that'd be about 10-15 minutes, right there. Hopefully I won't go off on many tangents. I have no supervision today other than you folks in the chat, so there you go. Then we'll do our Who Knew segment, where we'll talk about the stuff going on in the Whovian world, geek news, and all that good stuff. Then we'll have our brief Who's Who segment. We'll talk about why we love Doctor Who. Then our Tea Time topic, we'll talk a bit about AM Audio Media and their Doctor Who Dark Journey Series 2 launch event. That's a mouthful, right? I think there's an official term for it, but that's what it is. In the second half, we'll have the gaming verse. We'll talk about Eternal Battleground, Heroes of the Storm. Console gaming, particularly Xbox One. And you know what? Excuse me, I don't know if you heard that on the mic. But we'll talk about Destiny. Sorry. And then we'll have our outro and shout-outs. And I think that will cover everything. And BFT's already desperately sharing an outcry here. We want Doctor Who Series 9 now! Right, meow! Yeah, well, we got, fall? I need the time to get ready. We got plenty of stuff to do before then. So, actually, let's get into it before we go deeper. So, this will be a shorter episode, as we will be doing a special broadcast next week, Saturday, July 18th. Today is July 11th, if you missed that in the beginning. And then we'll be starting a new bi-weekly rotation. So next Saturday, we'll premiere the latest episode of AM Audio Media's Doctor Who Dark Journey Series 2. And it will be epic. For more details, be sure to check out episode 29, where M.A. Tamburo and Andrew Chalmers joined us for a complete unscripted session of Whovian banter and other stuff. I mean, we talk about chicken and broccoli, Vincent Price, Christopher Lee. It was really random, and we were just giving each other a hard time. But it was all in good fun. It was great. It was a very natural fit. They really got the banter part down pat. And by the way, shout out to Brandykins 1982, who's streaming right now. Word. Another member of our Twitch stream team. She's doing work, yo. So, in lieu of the fact that I don't think Fatal Blades wants to let me down and say that he's probably gonna have to step down, but I feel it coming. I could always tell when people, not necessarily gonna flake out, but when they just finally fizzle away or they just bit off more than they can chew. So we're gonna need some guest hosts, and we'll do a rotation, no commitment, and then we'll see what if you really enjoy what we talk about, and we could talk about the format and make it, bring you into it. Come join us. It doesn't hurt. You could do a couple episodes. You could be a rotating guest host, or you could be a permanent host. We could go through the progression. It'll be fun. And we're always open to having guests from other podcasts as well. Whether it's a Doctor Who podcast, the Walking Dead podcast. Maybe you talk about anime or anime. Way, I think both ways of saying that are acceptable. That'd be cool. Right, I've actually still been toying with the idea. I have a few people that'd be great for heading up an anime podcast, but they're pretty spread thin right now. But I want a platform just to talk about that. I mean, we do talk about anime on here, but I think something dedicated. I kind of want to do more niche stuff with like shorter formats, because people come here, they want Doctor Who, and then the other stuff not so much. They come to know us as Doctor Who and the Walking Dead, but that's not all we're about. That's one of the things that happen with the formats. Like, well, we kind of developed the expectation from the beginning. It's not just that, but that's kind of what we are anyway, because that's what we talk about predominantly. Sometimes the message you're trying to send out via your marketing is not what actually gets sent out, and not a bad thing, because you evolve from that. So, if you want to in on that, want to be a guest on not just Time When We Tea Time, but any of our shows, send us an email, TWTT at geekyantics.net, or mail at geekyantics.net. What else? So hey, the TWTT word of the day. That's always, it usually comes from dictionary.com. This week is no different. This one's an oldie but goodie for those of you that are well read or took an SAT perhaps. It's quixotic, which means extravagantly chivalrous or romantic. Visionary, impractical, or impracticable. Sometimes it has an initial capital letter, resembling or befitting Don Quixote. Don Quixote, not to be confused with Don Omar. For you Latinos out there. No, no es lo mismo, no. Not the same. Not the same at all. Here's a quote here. Let's see. We have a few quotes from there. What did I say? Quotes in the next quotes. In the next 2 days, Pitt and Giordino. No, that's not oui. That's more Italian. Wow, got my stereotypes all wrong. Pitt and Giordino were hard pressed to keep up their quixotic manner. You don't get much context clues there. What does that mean? That's not a very good example. Very good quote. You can put any word in there. So the origin, and that quote's from Clive Cussler, Valhalla Rising 2001. So the origin of quixotic is an eponym. How do you pronounce that? I forget. Eponym based on the character Don Quixote from Miguel de Cervantes, a book of the same name, in which a delusional would-be knight, a knight errant, roams the countryside in search of adventure. Something that, for those of you that grew up with Hanna-Barbera cartoons like I did, I see a lot of Don Quixote's character in like Quick Draw McGraw when he plays like his Zorro character. There's other ones too. Maybe Hong Kong Phooey. Yeah, anybody? The Mishaps is someone that's trying to be bigger than what they really are. And it's endearing. It's like, oh, that's so quixotic of you. Haha. Yeah, we use it in context. Yes, Bowtie Kitty is OP. So anyway, we want to thank our sponsors really quickly here. If you head over to geekyanswers.net for our sponsors, we have offers from our affiliates, from people that we shout out our top donors, our top contributors. It's our hall of heroes. So not just ads, it's just people that help us keep doing what we love and helping others do the same, and it just feeds into each other. And it's working out really well. Like we just forged a bunch of relationships. We got some big things going with our friends at Gods and Mayhem, our new friends at Gods and Mayhem, and it just things are coming together. It's amazing. The gang is definitely growing. Tiger Claw in the chat says, I'm sure this is probably in the news segment. Doctor Who being in Lego Dimensions. Yes. And there's also a Doctor Who pack from Minecraft. Oh, gosh. They're trying to get us. It's smart, though. I guess Doctor Who is finally kind of creeping into the mainstream. But it's still kind of niche, in my opinion. Stream live from Comic-Con. Ooh, I'm done with conventions for this year. They're very draining. I think I would like to be back office support for someone that does want to do it. I'm too old for that anymore. Like doing E3 and PAX, I go and like if you cover it on location, you don't get to enjoy it as much. So hey, another thing, if you want to help us do it, I know allgames.com, one of our syndication partners and part of our extended family, they would love to have people that would do that kind of stuff. But good lord, it's a lot of work involved, even with like a voice recorder and mobile streaming setup. It gets crazy. And plus they're kind of getting more aggressive towards media. We don't have the same kind of access we used to. It's almost better to go there as a fan. It's weird. So BFT says there's also a Doctor Who and Star Trek Next Generation comic. Oh yeah, that's put out by is it IDT? I forget that publisher, or is it Image? I forget. Get your swag and go. That's really what it comes down to. At the conventions, but the swag's getting worse and worse. I have to say, it's sad. Everything's about merch, and the merch is so expensive in those conventions. I get more excited about talking to the fans at those conventions and networking that way. That's what excites me more, doing the meetups. Because scheduling interviews and all that stuff, you like spend so much time. And waiting in lines, oh heck no. No. You spend 3 to 5 hours doing that alone per line. Cycle says he's more excited about Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover. TMNT for short. That's being done with DC and IDW. The IDW, that's the publisher I was thinking about. That is pretty cool. It's a good fit too. It's not a weird combo. I can see it. If it's the more mature Ninja Turtles, the original Ninja Turtles, the darker Ninja Turtles, with the darker Batman, the brooding Batman, heck yeah. So back to sponsors. We wanna particularly send this out to artists and photographers. If you know people, especially wedding photographers, they're gonna love this. It's a resale opportunity where they can offer something to their customers, mark it up so they can make some profit, and there's tons of room for margin. There's lots of margin to play with, so they can make more money, turn profit, and still pass savings down to their customers. So everybody wins. It's shinyprints.com. Shiny Prints just launched a new thing. So in addition to the metal prints that save money because you can get custom sizes for cheaper, you don't have to worry about frames. Because frames are really where it gets expensive, especially once you go past, let's say, a poster size of like 20 by 24-ish, right? It's about a typical poster size. Especially the weird sizes, it becomes really hard to search for frames. I've experienced this firsthand because I have a bunch of posters that I got from conventions. A lot of them were free. Some of them I actually paid for because I liked the people that much. Like, they gave me free stuff because I was media and they wanted me to talk about this stuff, and I did. But I still bought stuff because I want to support the little guys. And I'll be damned if I'm paying $30, $50, $100 for frames for small things that are maybe the size of like 3, 4, or 5, regular sheets of paper, 8 by 12, which is still kind of small. It's crazy. It gets expensive. Oh, Ginger's leaving us. She's got company coming over. Yes, you have a great day too. Don't be a stranger. And I'll see you later on my Destiny stream. She's always giving me a hard time about streaming Destiny. That's kind of my thing on console. I'm gonna stream some other things though. I have Diablo 3, Sunset Overdrive, Dark Souls 2. Definitely gotta play that more. Titanfall. I'm gonna try to rotate it, but I'm really big on the Destiny right now because everybody's playing that. Great community again. So anyway, shinyprints.com. If you go to over there, they have a new app you can test out. It's a beta, so mainly test it out just to see what you think and give us some feedback. shinyprints.com/collage. That's where you want to go. And you can make your own collages, and then I print them out at metal. I'm gonna try to make a couple of them and then do like a unboxing video, the first time ever. And I'm gonna do an unbagging video for my Worst Radio Show T-shirt as well that I got from Teespring. See that? It all comes together. I just want to shout out for those in Georgia. If you need plumbing services, septic tank services, please give a shout out. Give a call, drop a line to Martin Septic Tank Services out of Macon area, Milledgeville, I believe, is where he's actually based. But he's in that whole greater Atlanta, Macon kind of area. He travels a lot to help clients out. So please check him out. It's MartinSepticTanksGA.com. But if you Google Septic Tank Services Milledgeville, Georgia, should come up as well. I'm working on some stuff. I'm gonna put them on the sponsors page as well. And you know what? Even if we're not supposed to really say this, but even if you're not gonna use the services, it doesn't hurt to click on it. On these pages, and then tell someone about it. It may not be for you, but if you see something there, tell a couple of friends. Is that nothing wrong with that? Doctor Who? That exactly. You know what's up. A one-man raid. Hey, that works. Dork Knight, what's going on? See, another Destiny player right there. We have Destiny players coming in. It's happening. Right meow. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Juju be me. Juju be me. Juju be me. Whoa, whoa. Metric Methods. What's going on here? Is this the worst radio show, Raid? Or are you guys coming from Metric Methods channel? Oh, I see it. It's happening. It's happening because Batman is here too. What? What? Oh man, and today I'm solo too. Oh, good lord, you guys aren't. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put some stuff in your ear holes you may not want. It won't be candy as usual. We have a raid going on right now on Twitch. But anyway, geekyants.net for the sponsors. Details there. I'm also gonna put up details on how to join our Teespring team, so you could earn money and also be part of our referral network, similar to our G2A. The Teespring referral network is bit.ly/Teespring-custom-t-shirts, and that's T without the EE, t-shirts. Teespring-custom-t-shirts. And then we also have G2A, which is for video game deals. That's bit.ly/geekyantics-G2A. So what the beautiful thing about this is, you get to create your own thing, but you get to be part of our team, and then we have a fully vested interest in each other. So everybody wins. You'll make your own little extra money for yourself. We can help you out do your thing, you know. But you still have you're still autonomous, but you're also part of us, you know. It's the best of both worlds. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm getting lots of hearts in here and everything. Yay! I started to see a trend. I'm like, wait, is this the worst radio show raid? I think it is. So then we're quickly approaching the first hour, the first half of the show. I said it was gonna be shorter, and I always find something to speak about from the heart. That's just how I am. This is particularly the place where I feel a lot of those conversations can be had. So I appreciate having you guys here every other Saturday, not every Saturday. So speaking of every Saturday, we are usually live on allgames.com and twitch.tv/geekyantics, right, where everybody is live. You're here right now. That's every Saturday at noon Eastern, 5 p.m. in London, 4 p.m. in Madrid. And if you missed the live show, you can tune in to YouTube, youtube.com/geekyantics. On Saturday evenings, I'm usually pretty good about getting the videos, the clips up the same day for this show. I've got into that habit, trying to keep that going. Know what I mean? You can also search Twitter for #TWTT. For links to our latest YouTube upload and some random goodies. Some things that show up there may not have anything to do with this show or Doctor Who or Timey-Wimey or nothing. I will give you a word of warning on that. I'm also going to say a word of warning for the shows that are part of the Geeky Ants Network, West Radio, WS Media, or All Games. You know, where WS Media is part of the Geeky Ants family, and All Games is our kind of unofficial sister network, and one of our syndication partners. And if you listen to those shows, I'm gonna warn you, shows on those other respective networks and platforms, they may not be age appropriate. They may be NSFW, or they may be, dare I say, not your cup of tea. That's terrible English, I know, but that's okay. So, that's just my heads up. That's my disclaimer. Let me put my phone somewhere else because it's vibrating, and that's probably being picked up. Oh, I love you guys too. Tiger Claw's giving us a little breaking news. He believes today is the Warcraft panel at San Diego Comic-Con. Yeah, that's by the way, that is going on this weekend. So I don't expect many people here right now. They will unveil the trailer. He believes they're gonna unveil the trailer for Warcraft the movie. Yeah, I'm still holding my breath for Warcraft 4, but it's probably not gonna happen. They could keep building upon World of Warcraft, and I get it. That's still one of their bread and butter games, if not the bread and butter game. Yes, parental advisory for that. But this show right here, we keep it clean, we keep it family friendly. I think we have a message to share and content to share that's good for everyone to enjoy. So we talked about our YouTube. Make sure you leave comments. We miss sharing those on the air. You can also leave us a voicemail, and we'll play those on the air as well. Our voicemail hotline is 206-415-4987, and that's a U.S.-based number. If you're outside the U.S., it's 011-206-415-4987. Again, 415-4987. Inside of the U.S. Outside of the U.S. is 011-206-415-4987. And of course, email, because that's still a thing. It's still very much relevant. In fact, email marketing is still one of the best ways to reach people or just communicate, period. TWTT, that's Time Whammy Tea Time at geekyanswers.net. And that covers all of that. So some quick news here in our Who Knew segment. Oh. BFT just said he's hyped about the Warcraft movie. He said Warcraft 4 will happen between WoW 1 and WoW 2. It'll never happen. Yeah, because there won't be a WoW 2. They're just going to keep building upon WoW with expansions. Good call. Half-Life 3 will happen before Warcraft 4. I know. I understand. But you know what? StarCraft 2 is doing a lot of what Warcraft 3 was doing with the custom maps, so don't be surprised if I install that and start getting some of those tower defense games going and maybe play original Dota All-Stars and all that stuff. Oh, all those old mods, Silent Hill Survival map, Jurassic Park Survival. Oh, God, that's so many good mods. Mafarazzo TD, Ryoko TD, Uther Party. There's so much you could do with the Blizzard tools for creating maps and customizing triggers and models and all that stuff. They pretty much give you access to the very tools that they use, but on a smaller scale. And it's amazing what people do with those things. That's another thing I want to get back into is, especially to ease myself back into game development, is doing mods and developing smaller games and mobile apps and stuff like that. So that would be also part of the Geeky Antics banner. Lots of things in the pipelines. I don't want to spill the beans too soon, but there are things in the works. I'm probably spreading myself thin, but I'm starting to find people I can delegate stuff to and that are actually excited about it and see what the potential of what we're doing, and they're seeing what we're doing right now, today. So, back to what I said earlier, Worst Radio Show did have great success with the Teespring campaign. I got mine, and I may be uploading an unbagging video to my personal YouTube at youtube.com/YogiZilla. Be warned, my shirt may come off because I'm not doing it on Twitch, and I could do that. And I apologize in advance. Why will I do that? Because it's funny, I think. Who knows? Probably not going to do that. I'll just unbag it and be like, look, it's a t-shirt. Yay! And put it over my... It'll be like the shortest video ever. It'll be very friendly for people with ADD, which is just about everyone these days. Or at least the younger generation, right? We have Vines because short films and video clips weren't short enough. Now we have to have 5-second loops. What is the world coming to? That's alright though. I kind of understand it because I'm becoming more and more impatient as I grow older. I blame my family. I love them to death, but good lord, I take it out of you sometimes. You parents out there know what I'm talking about. Our friends at AM Audio Media are continuing the Doctor Who Dark Journey Series 2 launch event. And we're going to stay tuned for more details. We're going to talk about that in the bottom of the first half of the show. It's going to be epic. It's going to be epic. So don't go anywhere. You don't have to even like Doctor Who. If you like radio dramas, you're going to dig this. Or audiobooks, you're going to dig this. Maybe you like Sherlock Holmes. Yeah. Yeah, see? I see the ears perking up. It's like when the pets hear us talking about them. They perk up their ears. Like, did you say my name? Are you talking about me? What? Animals are good about sensing stuff like that. They're very in tune with life. Yeah. Anyway, before I go off on that tangent, you guys know how much I love my pets. Big on animals. Yay, protect our little innocent lives. Not just our human children, but our animal children too. Or our human children that act like animals. We love them all. So, Microsoft making some big moves. I may be a little biased, but they have the screenshot feature. Finally got to really rock it a lot. Love it. It's great. It works. And you don't need to connect. Though I still kind of want to connect to make it easier to do that stuff. But that's another story. Backwards compatibility. It's in beta, but it works really well. I haven't noticed any lag, like some people say. You install that. It shows you if you're part of the preview program, which is only open to a select few. It'll show you which games are ready to install in your queue. You can install them, boom, and it plays just like as if you were on your 360. it even shows like that for your friends. Looking at the friends list, it looks like you're playing on the 360. It's just really cool, and it has the achievements and all that stuff. The only thing they say it's limited to right now, well, the things they can't do. They can't do anything that has USB peripheral support, like guitars or microphones, or drum sets. They can't do multi-disc games, and I forgot what else. But DLCs are coming. All expansions are coming. So I think it's the way they compile it for the virtual environment, the emulation. We'll see. BFT's in the chat. He says, Doctor Who Sherlock crossover special. Make it happen, Moffat. Yeah, Stephen Moffat could do that. I don't see why not. As like a special episode, like a what if kind of thing. Alternate reality. Oh my gosh. He's such a narcissist. He comes up as such a narcissist, at least. I don't know him personally, but he does. I think that would be something he would just jump on. I wonder if the BBC's like, maybe he pitched that and the BBC are like, no. They're separate entities. Leave them alone. But who knows? That'd be pretty cool. What else do we have on Xbox? They have game streaming. You can stream games to the PC if you have Windows 10. I need to try that out. And now they're making the Windows 10 preview build more widely available. And I don't know. It seems like they're going to make it free for pretty much everyone eventually. At least for the first year, that's what they said. So I'm getting more and more tempted. I worry about, I might have to do a dual boot because I worry about the support for my current podcasting software, my productivity apps, my development tools, and all that stuff. I don't want to have any interruption in my gaming or my work. So we'll see. They also have the second screen experience that they do via the Miracast. They have a different word for it, but you could expand your screen onto a tablet or a phone, a smartphone, and use it as a keyboard or stream video to it, stream a game to it, or audio. There's different things you can do with it. It's pretty neat. You can use your smart glass device as a chat pad. There's a lot of great stuff they're doing. So I just gotta say, I hope Sony's enjoying or has enjoyed their brief lead, because they're kind of sitting back a little bit and like, hey, Xbox One started off kind of slow, but they're reiterating and they're doing fresh new things and driving more value. Like the Xbox One that we saw in November, 2014, 2013, is not the one we're seeing today, where PS4 has kind of remained the same. But I gotta say, PS4 has Shenmue 3, and I'm a little jelly, but I can get on the PC. So depends what you like to play. If you like story-driven games, you gotta have a PS4 if that's what you really love, or if that's the only thing you play. But for multiplayer and kind of the overall experience beyond gaming, I think Xbox One is the way to go. But still, PC Master Race. Tyclaw just elaborated that Windows 10 is free for anyone who has a genuine copy of 7 or 8. Yeah, I was hoping they would expand to Vista. There was rumors about them doing that. But yeah, you'll have a little notification in your lower right-hand corner. If you still got to pre-order your thing, and then it'll propagate to your system. So if you're using pirated software, sorry. We shall see. I think they're changing the model of what they're doing. I think they want more people to have Windows 10 and adopt it. And they're going to monetize more through deals with app developers and stuff like that. Because they really want people to do the cross-play between the Xbox platform and Windows 10. And you need people to really adopt it to get those kind of things to be used and showed off and become viral, so to speak. So, well, Xbox One didn't lose their exclusive. They're purposely putting out PC because they want that. Eventually, they're going to have crossplay. And that's a huge selling point, because that effectively increases their brand. They're treating it more as a unified front. They're not looking at PC as a competitor. They're seeing it as a way to supplement what they're doing. And really, it's the whole thing about exclusive titles. I think it's a moot point these days. Like, for me personally, there's nothing that people say is exclusive to one platform that I I don't feel like you get somewhere else in a comparable game. But that's just me. Particularly, usually when people talk about exclusive, it's a single player experience. It's like, I'll watch it played, and I'll get the gist of it. The gameplay has to be there, especially multiplayer. I'm a multiplayer guy. Yeah. You reserve it through that, and then it will automatically download when it's released. Yep, it's a good deal. Oh, that's debatable, BFT, but I can see that perspective. I think overall this console generation on both sides has been rather slow because it's a huge price to pay when, last gen was perfectly fine. They're still making games for PS3 and Xbox 360. No compelling reason to really upgrade. And developers are going to keep hedging their bets until, people are really jumping on board, taking that dive. And that's just the way it is. So, what else? We got some awesome deals. Just really, really quick here. There's the Xbox Ultimate Game Sale. I saw Watch Dogs for like $10, so now it's almost worth it. Or is it $15? Titanfall was like $6-7. But you can get the 3 EA access as a monthly sub, so that's another option you could do. And they're gonna be adding Dragon Age Inquisition rather, to the EA Access program. And EA Access actually works really well. When they made it free for like that week or two after E3, I really liked what they were doing with that. It's pretty cool. Though I noticed there were some issues with save games. I lost a save game for Battlefield 4, and that was frustrating. Game Maker bundle, Game Maker Humble Bundle, humblebundle.com. If you're a game developer that doesn't have the time, that's something you do is moonlighting. You just want to put out something simple without having to go into like a lot of source code or drawn out systems, processes, or maybe you're someone that wants to break into game development. The Game Maker Humble Bundle is amazing. It's got tools for designing sprites, icons. I think it has things for making like chip tunes, little 4-bit, 8-bit, 16-bit kind of tracks. It's got like bitmap editors and character model designers and all kinds of neat things. So really, really, really worth checking it out. BFT still on the thing about exclusive sell systems. For me, it doesn't. For me, it's about the overall experience. It's very rare where 1 or 2 games that are exclusive to the console will make me say, I have to have that. Because most times, if it's that good, it's going to be put on other platforms. And people have told me, oh, Uncharted. And I'm like, I'll play Tomb Raider. They're like, Last of Us. Oh, I'll watch the movie. I can't. Let me stop. Halo 5 doesn't look good. That Warzone, what is it, 24 versus 24 or 12 versus 12? I forget what the exact number is, but the point is it's a wide-scale combat, kind of like Planet 2, and it's PvE, so player versus environment, and PvP, player versus player, together. It's going to be insane. I'm really stoked about Doom 5. It's not exclusive, but, whoo, yes, please. Oh, yes. That goes back to my roots in gaming. I have a long history with Doom, creating maps and just pumping lots of time into it and playing Final Doom and GL Doom and all the different fan mods and so good. What else? There's other great deals. I gave you guys earlier the G2A link, which will help you join a referral net team and also help you snag some savings of your own or earn money or refer other friends so they could do the same. That's bit.ly/geekyantics-G2A. Definitely check them out. Another site that's come highly recommended is CDKeys. CDKeys.com, if I'm not mistaken. These two sites, they're kind of borderline shady, so use it at your own risk, but I haven't heard anything bad from people yet. Just keep in mind that the way they're getting those deals is by doing things that are somewhat questionable. Not illegal, but things are kind of falling off trucks, if you know what I mean. Well, maybe not that bad. I made it sound really terrible. Then there's things like Humble Bundle, where you help charity by buying games you love, and Humble Bundle always has amazing stuff. They even have ebooks at times and comic books, graphic novels, and So much stuff. Oh, I gotta avoid Humble Bundle sometimes, but so good. So good. And GOG. GOG is another one, GOG.com. It's very similar to Steam, but it's DRM free stuff. And they have a lot of retro stuff too, so big thumbs up there. Prime Day is coming to Amazon.com July 15th. And Amazon claims that the deals will dwarf Black Friday, which shouldn't be too hard considering what a fiasco that consumer event is. And let's be honest, the only reason you come out for Black Friday is just to witness the stupidity firsthand, or maybe get some football practice in and tackle some people. It's good Lord, people will fight so hard for that, 50-inch TV that's been reduced $100. Woo! I mean, they have some deals, but most the really good deals sell out quickly, and there's always the one jerk who just comes out with a pallet full of X item just so he could resell it to the people that are desperate to buy it. And I hate that. Some people, like the people that have the most money, are always the greediest. Like, well, I'm already filthy rich. Let me just spend that money and make even more money. Ha 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 ha! Look at you peasants fighting over these TVs. I'll start the bidding at $1,000, but you're selling a stick of chewing gum. But yeah, it was the last one. Oh, supply and demand. There you go. Capitalism at its best. This weekend also is supposedly it's free movie weekend on Xbox Live. I gotta look into this further, but I saw that you can watch Survivor with Mila Jovovich in it. She's a cutie. For someone that's as skinny as she is, I like my girls, a little thick. I mean, I'm not in the market. I'm very happy with my wife. She's a pain in my butt, but still love her. And always will. But Mila, she's a great actress, and she's easy on the eyes. So, thumbs up. So check that out. Yeah, Amazon Prime Day. I think there's gonna be some good deals. I'm gonna window shop. I don't have the money to be spending on that, unless something really, really good comes on, or someone decides to randomly donate. So for the gaming funds, I can stream other things that aren't destined. Nudge. I hope it's good deals on gaming. I would like people to be able. I have a lot of friends that want to get Xbox One so we could play Destiny and some other games together. Obi-1X2 is one of those guys. He's part of the gang too, and you guys probably know him already if you listen to the show regularly or check out our content on geekyantics.net. You know who he is if you spend time in these parts. But he wants to get an Xbox One. I know a lot of other people don't want to do that. So they might have a big deal. Amazon has the clout to get these manufacturers, these sellers, these retailers, on Amazon account to put some good deals out there. I think there'll be a lot of deals on video games for sure. And there'll be some electronics. Gaming consoles, we'll see. BFT says that he thinks she's one-dimensional. Watch The Fifth Element, his favorite movie, and you've seen every single role she's played in, mostly. You know what? She is typecasted, absolutely. Yeah, she's always kind of plays a vulnerable, kind of huggable character that could also kick butt. All right? So I see that. I think the only role that she really pushed the limits a little bit more, but she was still an action hero, was Ultraviolet. It felt a little different. She had more lines there, and she was really tough and whatnot. But I can see that. There's been some other stuff that she's been in where it's more drama and less action. But it seems like they really typecast her for the action roles and whatnot. Hey, you're good at stuff, It's like Bruce Willis and a lot of other actors. Who's another good example? Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. He's not a bad actor, but they always typecast him for the same kind of thing. Ben Affleck, I feel, always plays kind of like a wise guy type guy, but he's gonna be the next Batman, so that's a little weird. And he was Daredevil, and don't really want to talk about that. A lot of actors really do these kind of roles. I don't think it's so much as they're one-dimensional; they just typecast it a lot. So who's who? This is why we love Doctor Who. Wow, we're already at the first hour. I have no sense of time management right now. So we are still very much a Doctor Who fan cast, and Whovian fun is a big part. A big part of tea time with us. If you have classic Doctor Who episode or news items that you'd like us to cover, email or tweet us, TWTT@geekyantics.net, or tweet us at @geekyantics, or hashtag TWTT. Now, if this is your first encounter with Doctor Who, here's a brief intro. Doctor Who is about a alien man, who travels all of time and space in a handy blue box called the TARDIS. It's a spaceship, it's a time machine, and it's bigger on the inside. It also makes phone calls. It's very handy. Wireless, no less. It also translates all languages and functions as some sort of IV unit. But let's jump ahead. We don't want to spoil too much for you. You just got to kind of experience it yourself. Now, if that's not compelling enough to you, Doctor Who universe spans over 50 years of content. Tell me how many other franchises, intellectual properties could boast that. Not many. This includes TV shows, movies, audiobooks, comics, and even puppet shows. There's a lot of fan fiction out there. There's a lot of expanding universe stuff. It's huge. Star Wars, Star Trek, they've all borrowed from Doctor Who, so it's a big deal. Heck, they've had heavy hitters like Douglas Adams and Neil Gaiman write for them. That's kind of a big deal. Oh, Lord. Because I'm Batman, 83. Who clearly likes Batman, says, don't get me started on him being Batman and now him directing the next Batman movie. Yeah. So that's the first half of this show. We're going to take a little pause here for the sake of editing. And then we'll go to the second half.